Back in the day, when I was in high school and middle school, I lacked a lot of mental clarity. My thoughts didn't even come into my head. I didn't even know what to think. When I had a conversation or when I wanted to start a conversation with somebody else, nothing came into my mind. It was blank. I didn't know what to say, even know how to say it, or I didn't even know how to hold the conversation. It would go stale. And that was just depressing because that prevented me from having genuine conversations with other people. When I needed to create a project, even a science fair project, I didn't know what to do. I had no ideas. I had no creativity because nothing came into my brain. Every single day would be repetitive. I would be a robot doing certain tasks every single day without a blink, without even thinking about it. It was all automated, an automatic process. And I know a lot of people out there are facing that fact right now. They have a certain routine, certain habits that they follow every single day. But when they need to start doing creative things, they lack that process because they don't practice it. They follow a routine without practicing creativity. A lot of us don't have any ideas. It's hard to generate an idea. We can't think for ourselves. So, if you're lacking mental clarity, here are the things that I did to regain my mental clarity. First thing you can do is you need to declutter your space. Back then, my room was chaotic. Everything was on the floor, on the shelves, on my bed. My bed wasn't even made, and it was just a horrendous sight to see, especially when I come back home. I just see this mess, and my brain starts to wonder, whoa, I need to start organize this. Oh, where do I find my keys? Where do I find my notebook? Where did I put it last time? I can't find my pens. I can't find my backpack. Like, where is everything? To get my life back on track, to get my mental clarity back, to have organized thoughts, and to have a brainstorming room, I needed to organize it. I started to pick up my clothes, pick up the books, sort my shelves, even fold my clothes in my shelf because I didn't. And I started to make my bed every single day. So whenever I wake up, I make my bed. And when I come back home, I come to a clean room where everything's organized and I know where everything is. Now you may ask, how does this increase your mental clarity? Well, when you see something messy, something chaotic, your brain starts to get chaotic as well. It's like when you see a red car. You think to yourself, wow, that's a really red car. And in your brain, you start to remember red cars. So when you're driving around or you're walking around, you start to notice a lot more red cars because that thought is stuck in your brain. So when you see a chaotic room, you see a messy room, your brain starts to become messy as well. It becomes frantic, it's become chaotic, and you start to lose control of it. You don't have any control over your thoughts anymore because all you can think about is chaos. Oh man, where do I put this? Why isn't this organized? I feel stressed because everything isn't organized like the way it should be. Your whole brain is focused on the mess. And if you want to be creative, you have to have an organized environment where you aren't distracted by the mess. So clean up your room, make it organized, so your brain has enough clarity to start to think better. The second thing, which is extremely important, is to decrease your screen time. Back in the day, I would be on my phone 24/7. I would be watching YouTube, be watching new shows that come out, Snapchat, Instagram, everything. I did on my phone and I was addicted. When I wake up, I would pick up my phone, scroll on Instagram for hours, text my friends, send them reels, and then get out of bed to start my routine. I would go downstairs, make breakfast, go to school, come back, go to practice, eat shitty foods again, and repeat the process day by day. And to my brain, I didn't think much of it because I couldn't really think clearly at all. I was like, oh, I'll feel groggy. Oh, let me scroll for a little bit. Oh, okay, I gotta get ready. I'm late. Oh, and then that's it. I didn't have any desire to work out harder, practice harder, or even create something. The whole drive of creating decreased. And the only thing my brain could think of was, when was the next time I'll get that dopamine hit? I would even think about the memes I saw. That was just unproductive because I could be using that mental processing power on meaningful things. So the rules I set for myself was, I limit my screen time usage. I would either delete the app from my phone or set a time limit so I only spend a certain amount of time per day on the app. And when I view these apps, I would have to complete all the work that was required of me before I start to reward myself with dopamine. So that means during the day, I would do the work that I needed to do on my to-do list, and once everything's complete, then I could watch a movie, watch a show, or even go on my phone and watch some reels. Now, if you do have a high screen time and you want to make your time more productive, I suggest you to read a book. I started reading books before bed because I knew I had a habit of being on my phone before bed, and before you know it, you already see sunlight out the window. So when you read a book, it's more relaxing, you're more present. You aren't destroying your eyes with a computer screen or a phone screen. And plus, you're learning something new. It could be informational, it could be fiction if you want, but we need to spend less time on electronics, especially our phones. My mental clarity starts to increase when I'm not so subjected to electronics. I'm not dependent on it. I feel way better. I feel more peaceful when I sit on the couch, drink some tea or whatever, and I open a book and I read. Even after you read, you have a lot of mental clarity. So try it out, man. Pick up a book, cut out electronics, cut out music, just sit down, pick a book and read. Your brain will feel so much better when you use less electronics and you start reading a book. All right, the last thing, which I think is extremely underrated, is going to take a walk in nature. This is something I really wanted to start doing in Texas. But back then when I was living back at home, there was a reservoir which had a bunch of trees around it. So I would go there by walking and then walk around the whole lap. And what I would do was either think about how to improve this channel, or I would observe the nature around me. A lot of us lack being in the present moment. And when we're not present in the moment, we lack the mental clarity. All we can think about is the future or the past, which means we can't think what to do next because we're just distracted by what has happened to us or what will happen to us. It's important to have the mental clarity, especially in the present moment, because the things that we do right now will define what will happen in the future. But anyways, you should go on a walk. Like I said, this is something I want to do in Texas, but there isn't that much nature around me, just a lot of buildings. It's hot as hell outside too, but that shouldn't be a big excuse for me. I know there's parks around me which I could drive to, and that would honestly be very beneficial for me, especially to deload and de-stress. Other options you can do while you're walking is talk to a friend, either in person or on the phone. Or you could be mindful about your breath. All these things that I mentioned will help you be present in the moment, which in turn will increase your mental clarity. Anyways, bro, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, watch this banger right here. And if you're new to the channel, my name is Kensei. I post twice a week. If you want more content like that, subscribe right here. Alright, bro, remember to go improve it.